Think of the time gap between you and your kids. You grew up watching the beloved actress Betty White. She is literally older than sliced bread. Sliced bread was invented in 1928. Betty was born in 1922. Now apply the same concept to the technological difference between you and your kids. We grew up with this and had to struggle through it with our parents too, so we have some helpful hints. We believe that parents and their teens can develop and strengthen healthy relationships through modern technology. First, we'll go over some of the issues that spring up from the differences in the generation's technology. Then we'll discuss possible solutions. Finally, we'll talk about the benefits to our solutions.
Kids born in more recent decades prefer to not use their phones for literally talking. They use other forms of communication. Good examples of these are texting, email, social media, and even smack talking on games. All of these are done with typing into their computers or on their phones while not actually speaking. Children of the 90s and 2000s come from a more technologically advanced era than their parents. Since IBM made the first PC, the power of microprocessors has roughly doubled every 18 months, according to Paul Enge in his 2013 ABC News article entitled Personal Computers: The Next 20 Years. Adults barely had TVs when they were growing up. In contrast, today's youth have Xboxes, iPods, and most importantly, cell phones. This tether to communication has a few unexpected outcomes, not that the teen years weren't rough enough without throwing in the digital element. We've all heard the horror stories about what can happen online, but most kids have heard them too. They know the dangers out there, and if they don't, teach them. In our current time, kids have access to the media almost constantly, and Lynn Clark's 2013 book, published by the Oxford University Press, called The Parent App: Understanding Families in a Digital Age, the Kaiser Foundation found that young people under the age of 17 spend an average of 7.5 hours using digital media devices. As parents, you can use this to your advantage.
There are many easy ways for parents to connect through apps on their smartphones, iPods, and tablets.
Hey guys, look, my dad sent me Snapchat.
Oh, that's adorable.
Isn't he so technological?
As a bonus, when you're connected with your child on social media sites, you can make sure that they stay safe. There are some questionable people on the internet, but according to Heartline, on the positive side, new advances in media can also promote the development and maintenance of healthy boundaries. This means kids will not post as much if they know their parents can see it. This is a good habit for kids to get into when they're young because employers frequently ask to see their social media accounts along with a resume. However, there are just some things that you do not do while on these highly public sites.
Oh hey, I got a notification.
Oh, Dad!
There are many other benefits to connecting with your kids through modern technology too. Your kids tend to be better behaved and more polite. According to Martine Oglethorpe's 2012 article, Apps for All Ages, some more family favorites, kids whom Facebooked, tweeted, and Instagrammed their parents showed more positive social behaviors, and they were more generous, kind, and helpful than their parent-avoiding acquaintances. Oglethorpe also showed that this kind of connection helps with more than just their online persona when he said, a recent report by Brigham Young University found that those parents that socialized with their kids online were in fact better connected in the real world. They can follow your example if you are out there setting one. Oglethorpe went on to say, don't let them see you lash out at people in the heat of the moment. This generally translates into no Facebook fights or silly arguments because they tend to turn quite nasty. Also, don't become too focused on your media presence. Oglethorpe also said, let them see that online relationships are fine, but it is the real-life, face-to-face stuff that offers the greatest sense of connection.
We believe parents and their teens can develop and strengthen healthy relationships through modern technology. First, we talked about some of the issues that spring up from the differences in our generation's technology. Then we discussed possible solutions. Finally, we ended with the benefits of our solutions. Kids now are not the same as those 20 years ago. Just like you are not little copies of your parents, neither are we. We grew up with social media, smartphones, and fun apps. Join in on the fun and see what your kids are going nuts over.